Oh, greetings, Earthlings, and welcome to the Inked Sisterhood channel. Remember to subscribe, hit the like button, follow, like us, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Hizo zote, we are there. Don't mind my friends. They don't have the legs. They don't have the legs. The legs. Yeah. So on this episode, we'll be tackling our maiden rides, our challenges, the community, things like those. My name is Shinga, truly.
Monica,
Bev, Pilipili Ndogo.
We are members of the
Ink Sisterhood.
Thank you.
That's why we are sitting. We got each other's back.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. I've been riding for I think about 4 years. Yeah.
Two
2 years. Proudly 2 years.
Why do I feel like people have been riding for longer than that?
We have been riding in our souls and in our hearts for longer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah.
So how did your first couple of rides go? Who'd like to start?
Let me start.
Hey.
Kujiamini ni poa, but sometimes I remember like after I got the bike, obviously everybody got busy. And that was before I was like introduced to this awesome community of sisters. So I was just doing my own thing by myself, like one woman show, I got this. So some days you leave the house, you go like a short distance and you start regretting like, why did I do this? Can I go back the same way I came? But like unajichocha too. So I kept doing a couple of rides in the neighborhood. One thing that I still felt like I needed to work on was my heel starts.
Oh God.
Like they were crappy, that's the fact. And so the good thing, I'm in Upper Hill area, so there's a lot of places to practice with. And one day I felt like I've aced this. Mimi huyo, James Gishuru, Kingara Road, that kadipo.
Oh Lord. Oh my God.
My God. So I'm like going down the dip, and then when I'm coming up, of course I have to lane split because there's cars both directions. And I see our lovely Boda brothers. One of them is coming down.
Oh no!
I just flipped this visor. I don't know if he saw like
the panic in your eyes.
The panic rage, like all the emotions that were in my eyes, and somehow he just disappeared into behind one of the cars, and I made it through. And I said, "Kujiamini ni poa, lakini I'm not doing that again until like I'm really really good with this." But that also taught me like sometimes confidence ni we mwenyewe, because like most of the time people will ask you for a confidence ride, or I would ask someone for a confidence ride, and I will tell you my story of my confidence ride. But you do have to realize that once you're on the road, it's you, your skill, it's your reaction time, it's your situational awareness, it's all those things that we've been taught in school and that you need to be practicing every time you're on your bike that will save you. Best yako anaweza kuwa hapo mbele yako, but when whatever hits the fan, it's gonna be you.
Yep.
I'll tell you about the confidence ride later.
Yeah, and maybe if you're wondering what is confidence ride is, once you start riding, we have this support rides where we are trying to get you to build your confidence, and that's what we call a confidence ride.
Yeah.
So people who are riders who are more experienced, they will come and ride along a new rider, and they will do it in a formation and try and challenge this person and also try and push them beyond their limits. So that's what confidence rides are.
Yep.
They're very important. So for my story, so when I started riding, or rather when I got my license and the bike, I'm a self-motivator. I'm this person who really does well when they push themselves independently.
Yep. Yako ya CV ni ukweli?
Yes.
Performs well under pressure.
Yes. With minimal supervision.
Yeah.
So I used to now do my confidence rides in the estate, and I used to do it over lunch hour, right? Because nilikuwa najua lunch hour, I will not meet those people who know me very well. They will not see me do stupid things
And
on
the
the
people
road.
giving you free advice.
Yes, yeah. So and this is how
Unsolicited.
this is how I actually started, because where I was living, there was a boda stage not too far.
Oh,
so I
yeah.
went and befriended a boda guy, and I would tell him, I'll fuel your bike, you take me around. like go ahead of me or go behind me and just show me routes and all that. So every day I would set a target and say, today I'm going to do this number of kms. And that's how I started doing it. And then I started now advancing from kms to something different. Today I'm going to learn how to do corners better, or I'm going to learn about I'm going to practice the positioning on the road and all that. And that's how I started doing my confidence rides even before I got assigned anybody to do for me confidence rides, or even when they were not available, it didn't mean that I don't do anything. I would still plan the same with my border guy, and that's how it started. So I used to do it mostly in the afternoon and very early in the morning. And I used to make sure I have L signs all over my helmet, my bike, my back.
I never got an L sign though.
Yes, I did, and I did for at least a couple of weeks until when I got comfortable, and I removed, and that was it. So every time I would keep challenging myself, and I would take a different route, I would take a different challenge, and then I would go back and evaluate how did I do. What I would actually do a postmortem in the evening and say, what did I do here? What did I
listen
do?
to him.
So and
be like Bonita.
Usingoje upatiwe mtu wa kukupatia confidence ride ati that's when you will ride. Start setting targets for yourself. If you're assigned somebody, fine. If not, start setting targets for yourself and move.
Of course, within your comfort zone.
Yeah, within your comfort zone.
That's
and
impressive.
Also start pushing yourself and set targets. Keep increasing your targets.
Yeah.
And that's how I gained much of my confidence. And until when now I started joining groups and other bikers. And by the time I was joining other bikers, I really didn't feel that green. And I remember my first group ride, I categorized myself as a newbie. And then after we did our first ride and we had a break somewhere before our destination, the lady who was leading the group, she was like, Monica, you're not a newbie, please go to that group and follow the leader. And I was like, oh wow, that was so validating.
Nice.
Yeah,
so
your work has paid off.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I mean, my word is and you got into riding on your own. You got into riding for your own reasons. So find a reason to motivate yourself, even when there's not much group availability. Yeah,
that's deep.
And that's it.
I'm curious though. Are you still friends with this border guy?
So I moved from that area.
I mean,
but
who do you owe your
moved,
success?
But I still have his contacts though.
Oh, nice.
But and we actually talk.
Yeah.
Like because we became even friends, even from a family perspective. I got to know about his family and all that. So, yeah. And interesting enough, I got him to learn more about safe riding because he had literally just gotten into riding for business purposes. So like he was the type of a border guy who would have the helmet always at the back of his bike. Never wears it.
Accessory?
Yes, it was an accessory or when the
Catching.
cops show up or something like that. So he got to learn about that. And I also talked to him about other things like NHIF and all those kind of things. So I'm glad at least I was able to create an impact in his life as much as he also helped me.
Nice.
Thanks, Thomas. His name is Thomas.
Wherever you're
Westlands.
watching this from,
This one's for you.
You're the bomb.
Hey,
confidence ride.
Hey. Missy, I told you I threw myself in the deep end.
You and your peer pressure.
Rolling in the deep.
It's real. It's a real thing. The thing is, I found that the people that knew I did this because of them, the superbike community is also very supportive because I can honestly say if it wasn't for they know themselves, I would never have got on that bike because it got to a point where even the naysayers are all like, wow, umebuy your bike. Yani, and then it was also heavy. But so you needed to get it moving for you to be able to feel like, okay,
like
I can
once
do
it's
this.
in motion.
Yeah, but now getting it in motion was the problem because you're already scared of it because everyone's telling you, where? But I had a couple of very supportive friends. They'd pick me up, we'd go somewhere,
less busy,
like an empty road.
Yeah,
there's an empty road somewhere. We'll talk. I don't know if it's only go for me to tell people, but there was an empty road where they used to take me, and then they'd get me off the bike, and then it was a safe place. If you'd fall, you wouldn't get hurt. You'd obviously be geared up, and yeah, these guys took care of me. They held my hand, and here I am today. I'm so proud.
I'm sure they're proud of you too.
Oh my God.
Terrorizing the neighbors with the loud pipes.
Challenges in getting your gear and your
I have
bike
not told you guys about my confidence ride. The one and only one. Like that I did with someone. So it was supposed to be, I think, 2 or 3, but we ended up just being the 2 of us. A friend of mine. So the thing was, we do the loop, all bypasses. So at that point, me and your confidence ride, like, I don't know, in my head I was like, I don't know, tutashika mikono hivi. I don't know what I thought. I don't know what I was expecting. My friend. The first like major road we were on was Mombasa Road, and KBSs and the trailers are all on your back, like hooting and all, because me sayo 40 you know
trailer iko hapa,
like unaiona kwa side mirror ndio hii, like it's like almost mooching you. So my friend is like, you have to pick up your pace, you have to move with the speed of the highway, like all those things we were told in class. But the body is not, the body is not nini. Because we were like, I don't want to go past gear 3 because if I have to stop, I want to be able to jump off this thing when shit hits the fan. Like, my friend. So like now once we turned off, I think it's the eastern one, after you turn off before JKIA. Yeah. So at some point we got like a nice shoulder, we stopped. We stopped. Kakuja pep talk, but pia ile like, you need to get serious. Niko like, so after that, hata mimi nikajiita mkutano of our friends abroad. I called myself to a small meeting and I reassured myself, like, everything was telling me made sense. It's just that the mind was telling me one thing, but the body is not. It's not coordinating. Like, I know I have to match the speed of the traffic to be safe. Also for the other road users to be safe, like not to endanger them, because they don't know what I'm thinking. And by the time we got to this other side of, I think, western, past Tukishapita Marwai, what is it? I don't know.
Ukienda towards Thika Road.
Yeah. So by the time we got there, I was like more confident and all that. But the emotions and the anxiety that I went through from Mombasa Road getting to that side of Mombasa, mimi nilikuwa nataka kumwambia chukua hii bike, beba kwa kichwa yako, rudisha home, I'm getting an Uber. But I think it was also the tone. Like when we stopped and he was like, you have to match the speed of the traffic because of ABCD. Like, so your sense inaingia on like now I'm less emotional and I'm like thinking sanely. And yeah, I enjoyed the rest of the ride, but I got to also know that I need to work on my speed when I'm on the road with other road users and things like that. Mambo ya 40 tunaacha kwa estate roads and yeah, things like that. But that was the first and I think only confidence ride that I ever went to. And then yes, now after that I started just pushing myself and pushing my limits and trying new things every other day. And now people ask me for I'm going to Magadi. Exactly. I've done a couple of like long distances, and now people are actually asking me for confidence rides, and I make sure that before we actually go on the road, I have that talk with them. Because usidhani nitakushika mkono hivi, I'll be there for emotional, whatever, psychological support, mechanical support, but it's still you on that bike. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry I interrupted.
It's okay.
Sorry. For your information, I just came from a confidence ride this morning.
Wow.
And I did almost 160 kms.
Were you confidencing yourself?
I was confidencing someone else.
Oh, yeah.
I was confidencing someone else, and they did very well.
How do you think she would say you are good?
It was
confidencer?
And he was very, very, very happy.
Just because of the ride? Was he happy just because of the ride?
Moving on swiftly. Yeah. We were talking about gear and bike parts. Let me start with mine. So, I'm quite privileged. I feel like I'm quite privileged in this journey. Like I had, since people knew I had done this because of peer pressure, they were always there. Always there. The first time I went gear shopping, I was taken by someone. It was so beautiful. And then, but the thing that pissed me off is I am female. I went to buy body armor.
Those things.
There are parts of the body
that
wow. So now the thing that made me, I don't know how I feel about this. I feel like I have so many asks. So I buy body armor. I know I might be built like a small boy. But you know, like, but I'm wearing body armor and it's flat. As in the front is just flat. And then so now it does this thing where if you strap it in, it goes this way. So it's not straight like this, it goes like this because there's no provision.
Manufacturers, please take note of this.
Please, we need like more female friendly.
I was like, so I'm asking, is it supposed to look like this?
Normally it doesn't.
I'm supposed to look cool, as in supposed to girl.
This
I'm a
is
girl,
not the vision you
but,
had.
Yeah, so like the vision.
Just looking like someone who landed on Mars. Was like a teen cop.
I was very confused. And then finding boots my size.
What's your shoe size?
5.
Oh, that's a challenge.
Yeah.
It was sad. I was very sad.
I didn't have any challenge finding gear because I from where I got the bike, I got a recommendation of where I can get gear. The only thing is, again, with this vision of looking good, I want things to be like
that's our problem.
matchy. Like you cannot be there with an orange
Vanity.
reflector, a green jacket, blue pants, shoes that look like what. Like I wanted things to be like this, some semblance of coordination, or like at least you can
Like you know what you're doing. Yeah.
But the jacket I still have today, the first one that I got, is unfortunately like male riding whatever jacket. And the same thing, like when I have it, if you don't see the hair, you just be like, that's a small boy, but it works because
See fair. It's not fair.
because it has like protective like armor over here, which is also like for safety and also for the
so
cold.
it goes.
But I didn't get the body armor because of that, because once you strap it,
Does this
there's
thing
a
where
thing it does.
Yeah, what the
I
heck
don't
is
like
that?
it. Yeah, so I ended up getting like a normal jacket and then a summer jacket in place of the body armor. So the summer jacket is kind of like feminine-ish. It's petite vizuri. I like it, but unfortunately I can't ride with it every time because it's for like when it's hot season. Boots, I struggle with boots. I think they still look like very, very ugly. So what I do have is riding sneakers for now until I get like boots that are not overpriced and look good. Like Alpenstars have some good stuff. Like even pants, they have some nice pants that like Jew Kevlar and chini like leather, but not the leather that makes you sweat and what. But the price point is so for now,
like pick a struggle.
I think that's a
struggle.
I think that's a good cue for me to give my experience as well, because I did not realize gear is expensive.
Nobody tells you that.
I think that was the biggest challenge for me. Well, first, I was very keen on ensuring that I have the right gear as per the recommendation from the training school.
Check.
I had the list. I was like, I'm not gonna get on any bike before I get all this stuff. And so in my mind, I had this budget, right? But then also remember, there's that aspect of safety plus looking good. And I had this thing of, I have some level of OCD, so I have to synchronize color. And for me, I had to synchronize with the color of
your
my
bike.
Remember, and at that time I wasn't
Dreams.
You didn't even have a bike.
Very sure of what type of bike I'll have and the color. But I knew, and then I had this dream image of this chick in leather suit, black head to toe.
We all have that one. On a bike looking like
this is what I started looking for until I realized some of the things you need to consider are like the weather type of gear that you need, the season, and then also the safety aspect in terms of visibility and all that kind of stuff. So long story short, what I realized is that you have to consider many other factors for you to get gear that is complete, that meets the safety purpose, as well as the personal aspect that you need to get. And also the financial aspect is key. I just realized good gear, safe gear, and good looking gear is expensive. But then you invest in good quality,
You get back.
you get
And
back
it
because
serves you also.
it stays for long and it serves you for long.
But helmets expire, you know that.
Oh my God! I told people the other day and they were looking at me
The
like I was
heavens
talking
have
French.
decided to open on us.
Okay, it's
We're gonna
raining.
take a
We're going
break.
to have to transition.